Welcome to the Insiders Audio Noughts. Welcome back. I mean, I don't know about you, but for me, it's felt like a few years since I've spoken to Matty. Um, I can't even remember what he sounds like, but he's gonna give us his luxurious velvety voice right now. How you been, mate?
Yeah, very good in the wake of a hellish flat spell. I think the last time we spoke, I was saying to you it's flat and it's been about a week and it had been too long. And then I think it's been about 2 weeks since then and it's still ongoing. Yeah, it's bad.
I think we've had a month flat here. We had a little swell on. We had a swell on Tuesday. Well, yeah, it was a swell for sure. Yeah, it was 3, 4 foot. It was. I surfed twice, didn't I? So I surfed twice. I surfed the morning, which was average and bumpy, and then I surfed just after lunch, which was actually pretty fun. And I got one insane one, and then nothing else, and it was crowded. But the night before, I had a half decent session as well with the wind, and I saw Jay Phipps. He come past the cafe like late in the afternoon, I think, and he goes, "Dazza, I need a recovery drink." He'd surf 7 hours
Jesus.
because like that there hadn't been any surf for at least 2, 3 weeks. So for someone like myself or even you, like we work and we've got plenty of stuff to do. I mean, honestly, we're frothing as much as him, but he's an 18-year-old kid on basically summer holidays who's could, if there was, surf all day, every day, and then
Yeah.
flat. Flat.
Jay's the man. I surfed Tuesday as well. I surfed Tuesday evening. It was like a wind swell here, and that's literally like kind of all we've had. It's actually got to the point. This is how bad it's got, Daz. I'm picking up a longboard from a mate tomorrow, just because like I'm just like, well, it gives me an excuse to get in when it's like knee high. And keep the shoulders moving. But I'm actually doing it as a benefit to the world, because my thinking is if I go and pick up a longboard, then I'm gonna like jinx it the other way, and we're gonna get waves come back. So that's like it's my service to the world.
His sacrifice. But I don't think it's going to happen. It's not looking that good for the time to come. But to tell you the truth, mate, I actually don't care. I've actually, believe it or not, been quite happy with it because I've been really busy at work. The weather's just been, wow. It's a bit of a paradox, really, because 2 hours north of us, they had like the biggest fire they've had, I think, in like 100 years. It was the biggest movement of people. They had to move 400,000 people out of their homes. Villages lost. So let's just say, I don't know how many people can hide for so much longer. We probably shouldn't get into a political thing, but there's no way in the world this isn't linked for my liking to global warming and things are just getting drier and hotter. Like it'd have to be an absolute, like, let's not even use the word climate denier. An ostrich. Is
Yeah,
it
literally,
ostrich?
like yeah, it's
An ostrich.
and that's the thing is I I completely agree. And global warming is the easy way of arguing. People argue with it, but it's climate change. Like, and we are like 100% accelerating towards that. So yeah,
Mate, it's the beginning. Like the water was 26, Matty.
yeah,
26 down here. 26.
yeah.
I'll
That's
say it again. 26.
you should see. There's videos and videos and videos of crab migrations in Nuki, like the spider crabs, and you think it's rocks at the bottom of the harbor until you see them all moving at the same time, and it's spider crabs shedding their like skin, I guess, to go to the next one. But it's all to do with the waters being warmer than they've ever been. There's a complete octopus boom down here. that's like so much so that people are actually calling it like almost like a pest in the sea for like the fishermen and like people who like have like lobster things out and stuff like that. And it's all to do with everything the climate changing, so everything getting warmer and then colder and the more drastic measures. I did want to. I mean, this is a comeback pod, and this pod's going to be a classic insiders episode where it's going to kind of jump out everywhere. Um, I wanted to chat to you about something that, like, the next 5 minutes is probably going to be a bit sad, um, and that's coming off the back of climate change talk. But have you heard about the news about Nims Persia?
No, I don't know who Nims Berger is.
You don't know who Nim? I'm sure. That's crazy that you don't know who Nims Persia is. Nims Persia is the guy who you need to watch it. It's on Netflix. I think it's called 13 Peaks. But he basically
Yes.
he done the
Yeah, yeah,
13
yeah.
tallest peaks in 6 months.
Is he
So
Indian?
he's from Nepal,
Okay, Napoleon. Yeah,
but I
yeah, I know.
think
Now I know who you're talking about. Yeah, and I did watch it. What happened?
he's dead.
Okay.
Um, there he was climbing in Pakistan. It was a peak. I can't remember what it is, but it was like 8,000 feet, and there was an avalanche. And
Mate. Saying that, I'm not going to say against or climate change or anything. He's pretty extreme and
yeah,
hardcore, and that sort of stuff's going to happen in
I wasn't linking
the
him
next
to
few
wasn't linking him
chokers,
to.
swells, everything. Did you ever watch the film The Alpinist? Maybe we talked about that on
Yeah, yeah,
there,
yeah.
Nick.
You recommended it to me, and it's the guy who it's got your Nicholas guy in it, but this is the other guy, isn't it? I forget his name.
Yeah, John Mark or something. He's
Yeah.
wow, the most gnarly. So he went up and down Patagonia. Was this vertical face in 2 days? But anyway, similar dude. Actually,
Mm.
not because the Niels Berger dude, he was a little bit more switched on and a little bit more where the other dude from the Alpinist, mate, he was just like probably the greatest athlete ever at that,
Yeah.
but just too many risks, which I
Well,
mean,
you
believe
watched.
it or not, in the surfing world, they seem to take less risks, I think. Don't you think? Not maybe not the ones we don't see, but the main big wave dudes, they got the jet skis, they got full flotation, they got all this stuff there. They are reasonably being careful.
I tend to agree because when you watch like the 13 Peaks with that Nims Persia and stuff, there's a few occasions where they say to him like, "Don't go," blah 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 blah, and he goes like and even in that, and obviously he survived that, and obviously this time round, like it is tragic. He was pushing it, obviously. Um, the other one that's sad, it's really really sad, is Aaron Strong. Have you heard about Aaron Strong?
No, is that the some dude? I saw some surfer pay a tribute to him.
Yeah, so Aaron was based in Portugal,
Was he a
and
DJ or something?
no,
No,
no, surfer,
surfer.
surfer, and he, um, wow, like I actually tried to get him on a poddy a couple of times because Aaron, far out, he kind of like faced
English?
challenges. He's English, yeah, but he was based
Okay,
in
yeah. So he was a
Portugal.
bit of a Nazare charger.
Not no no he was like super tubes like and like he served hell barrels basically but proper barrels not like Nazare but he had I won't go into like loads of it but he had this really rare condition he done a really interesting like piece on it with Surfline and a couple of other podcasts as well and basically that was the reason why he never came on the Insiders actually is because he dropped a couple of poddies at the same time and he kind of was like, oh, my story's out there. And I was like, yeah, we don't want to keep repeating over and over. I'd met him a couple of times. I'd literally met him 3 times and had a couple of conversations with him. I actually, a couple of years ago, tried to sponsor him and it didn't just quite work out, but an amazing guy. And he faced so many challenges. Like, so he had this really rare condition called Alpha One, which I don't know like the full ins and outs of, but it affected, from what I understand, it affected his heart and his liver. Um, but he was out paddleboarding. He was doing like a paddleboard challenge, and seems like no one knows what's happened, but essentially they found his paddleboard without him on it. Um, and yeah, he's like essentially been missing at sea for at this point like 5 days now. So they've kind of like announced it all. There's actually going to be a paddle out here on Tuesday just before Boardmasters, and there's been a paddle out in Portugal. But like the amount of love and like pouring out for him has been absolutely incredible. And he was like, I didn't really like, I wouldn't say I knew him in terms of like that well. I knew him to say hello kind of thing. But he was still super, super nice. Always had time for people, always had time for like a chat with me and stuff like that. Like really, like it's really, really sad. He was 28 years old. So yeah, like obviously want to just say like, I guess like sending our love to everyone that was close to him and his family and everything. And it's like tragic. It's just horrible.
Another one of us lost too long. I'm just going to change rooms, Matty,
Yeah.
for for better privacy, we could say. Oh, they've got a light. I'm into my room. By the way, I got a new bed today. I got a new bed installed,
Welcome
which
to
I didn't install. I got
well,
home and it was installed.
welcome to MTV Cribs with Darren.
Middle of summer, 12-hour day, got home and had a new bed. But
Nice.
there was still a fair bit of rigmaroling to get done, I'm going to tell you.
Nice.
So, um, yeah, it was a tough week as well. Here was the anniversary of my older brother's passing away, which was in 2010. He left us too young as well at 43. But that's why everyone listening, myself included, got to live every minute.
That's
Sorry to give you my pillow here. I'm going to change it. I'm going to change the topics, Muddy.
Just do it.
Um, okay. I live in a holiday zone. Maybe some other listeners around here live in a holiday zone. Uh, people riding their bike. Fucking stay on the bike path. Like going down. I'm talking about people who can't ride. You go on holiday. Okay, go on holiday. I'm going to ride a bike. I haven't ridden a bike for 20 years. And I'll ride down the middle of the road for a kilometre slowly and wobbly.
Yeah. Um, yeah, we get it bad. Our bike paths in England are horrendous. They like go for half a road and then they stop and stuff. So it's literally like cyclists just are constantly on the road here, and it's horrendous. Like I hate it.
Mate, we're not talking about cyclists.
No,
We're
but
talking about
no, I mean like I mean people on bike.
tourists. And even worse, people walking down the road, looking up and around because they're on holidays. They just figure that everyone just walks down the middle of the road.
The worst thing for that is the fact that in
You
Hossegor,
hit them.
in Hossegor and in France, you have elite cycle paths. Like some of your cycle paths are bigger than Cornish roads. Like,
Some of them here are. I'm telling
and
you, in my village,
yeah,
they did a renovation of one road in our village to slow people down because that's where the kids were going to the middle school. The bike part is bigger than the road
yeah,
next to it. I've
100%.
measured it. I've
And so,
measured it.
so people in Hossegor have no excuse, like none at all. Whereas like in England, like that, I'm sure there'll be one day where you come back over here or whatever, but you will see it, you'd see it over here and you'd probably be like, where is your bike path? And like they just don't exist. Um, so yeah, it is a nightmare, especially like this week is Boardmasters week and Nuki is getting like busy, busy, busy now. And yeah,
So
it's been
you're gonna get any surf for that?
no, like no. I don't know
Me,
how
me, Meanwhile, Huntington looks. I might switch that on after I finish with you here. Huntington looks like they've had plenty of waves. And
Yeah,
I mean, I might have a look at it. I mean, I just noticed Joanne Defay made the semis. How radical is that?
yeah,
That's a
so
like
sick.
comeback. Sierra Kerr, Joanne Defay is going to be next.
Yeah,
If I'm crossing my fingers, Sophie McCulloch looks like she's made the other semis. I didn't see any of the guys stuff. The Aussies got wafered, and that was one I wanted to bring up with you. Joel, uh, tell me, the superstar. What's his name again?
Joe Vaughan,
No, 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 no. Young Rip Curl kid. Your
um,
your call first straight onto tour.
Dane Henry.
Dane Henry, Joel, what am I saying? Dane Henry broke his ankle or something to his
Yeah, he
ankle.
did
That'd be that could just about mean that he doesn't make on tour next year, so we wouldn't see him on tour till 28,
pretty much. He
depending
done
on
a
how
really
serious
good
it is.
he done a really good podcast with it's like a 20-minute podcast with the Swellians on Ain't That
Yep.
Swell, and he was basically saying he's going to do everything he can to get back as quickly as possible, and he thinks he's going to miss two events, and he kind of thinks if he misses two events, he's got a chance, which is really
So that
cool.
means he misses Huntington, he misses the next, and then he's
Brazil.
got Brazil,
So
and then next year Newcastle. It's still possible if he wins
he's
one of
got
them.
he's got Portugal and Newcastle. They're the two events.
He's pretty confident, isn't he?
But he also it's a really cool poddy, like, and I'd recommend listening to it. But like he basically says, I'm 19, doesn't matter. Like he was like, if
Okay,
it's not
pretty
next
cool.
year, it'll be the year after.
So talking about yeah, crazy climbers that we spoke about before, I did listen to a really good podcast, which I thought was really good because it was pretty funny with Spencer. What's his name?
Sterling
Uh,
Spencer.
yeah, yeah, Sterling Spencer and Nathan Florence because they kind of give him a bit of stick. They're pretty funny. I
Yeah.
never used to listen to him. I've been listening to him later. I can feel I'll eventually get annoyed with it because they giggle fair bit too much. But you know, they are what they are. But that was a really good one with Nathan Florence, I thought, which was pretty interesting, where he was talking about like getting injured and
Yeah.
just trying to stay. And then I forwarded you. This is in the world of surfing because it's kind of been dead. I mean, we're in the middle of. I think last time we spoke, did we talk about Leo as number one in the world? I went
Yeah.
to the. They did a gig for him here. I'd love. I'll get him on. It's a long season, but I'm pretty sure I'll get him on. He's following. He sent me a message on the cafe the other day, and and since then, it's kind of been a bit of a dead zone and didn't seem like there's really swells hitting, well, at least not in the northern hemisphere, but in the southern hemisphere, it's been happening. So then there was that there must have been really recent the Fiji swell hit with Hedgie, Liam O'Brien, and Morgan Spillick. Like LAB's just insane out there, man. That's fantastic.
That was a long, long fucking way of getting around to that. But yeah, it's a really, really cool clip. Because I think they made the last minute call to pull out of Huntington as well, to do that. So
I reckon they're both pretty safe, maybe. I mean, Morgie made a semi, Liam made a semi. I mean, it's a long season, but
yeah, yeah, I
will
think
they
they're backing
regret
themselves. They're backing
will they
themselves for
regret
sure.
surfing cloud break?
No. Like no,
No.
I think like they done because they done Belito, but then I think maybe Lobby even pulled out Belito. But he was down to do it and then pulled out something like that anyway. But yeah, it's a hell clip. And yeah, you're right. Like weirdly, online the surf world has been a bit quiet. I actually ended up rewatching the Dane Reynolds electric acid surfboard test, and it's incredible. It still stands up like right now. It's still so good. It was pretty cool to watch. Yeah, but that
You
clip,
saw you saw that this year's one's going to be Harry
Harry
Bryant,
Bryant.
which is
Yep.
unreal. I already knew that from months ago because I tried to push Fipsy onto him, and I still think they're pretty lame for not picking him as one of the shapers. But we'll see. I'm sure they'll get an incredible group of shapers, and I think he's honestly, he's got to be top five of the most visible surfers in the world at the moment. If you kind of take away the tour crew, I mean, there's a few
Yeah,
people on the tour that are as visible as him. Maybe not that many, honestly. When it comes to putting out output, like I'd put Harry more visible than, like, for example, Noah Dean, even, and those
maybe. I
other.
mean,
It just
last year Noah was just banging edits out constantly, and he
Yeah,
has
but they
been a bit
weren't
quiet.
constant. I
He's
didn't think
been
they were constant.
well. I think he dropped like 5 edits in a year last year,
Uh,
but he's been pretty quiet this year, and I think Harry Bryant has taken over. Like for me this year, I think Harry Bryant's like surfer of the year so far for this year. Uh, so that'll be really cool. You just reminded me of something really cool that happened here. Um, this is going to be a bit of a long one, so stay with it. But because there's two parts to this. First part, I hosted the first ever live Insiders podcast at the UK Surf and Skate Expo. I got invited to chat to the UK national champs. Uh, I knew it was middle of Darren's busiest season, so took the stage alone. I've got the podcast recording. It's going to drop. It was sick. Really cool that people actually showed up as well. That was fucking mental. But what I wanted to tell you about Daz, and you probably haven't seen this, but you need to look it up after this, is um, the UK Surfers Skate Expo got Dylan Graves to go to the expo, and they had this UK Surfers Award night. And basically, one of the Groms, Harley, he said to Dylan, like, come surf with us in the morning. And Dylan was like, yeah, yeah, I will. Like, and I think everybody thought he was like, yeah, he's just saying that to keep a Grom happy or whatever. And then the next morning he turns up and it's Newquay Harbour Wall, so it's a novelty like left. And he's on the beach waiting for the Groms, and he paddles out with the Groms and he surfs it and stuff, and it's unbelievable. It's so cool. He had so much time for the kids and so much like kind of like just humbleness and um the amount that he must have inspired those kids and stuff. It was just so sick. Like I had to say
he's
that.
he's pretty he's pretty good, Dylan. He's just an incredible talker and incredible speaker as well.
Yeah, he speaks super good. He's really, really nice. I think he purposely like didn't go super heavy on the beers, so he could literally get up and go and surf with the Groms. Um, yeah,
Maybe he just doesn't go super heavy on the beers anyway.
no, he goes super heavy. Like, because he was like, fortunately, got to have a chat with him about a few things and a few people that know him as well. And like, yeah, he sends it on the beers, but he chose not to, which I thought was really cool.
He's got the same haircut he's had for the last 20 years too.
Yeah, good on him. Recognizable. But that was something that was yeah, so that's two really cool things. We had our first live Insiders app. Everyone who came to that, like, thanks. And it was pretty sick. We'll be dropping that. And yeah, it was really cool to see him in Newquay with the Groms. It was pretty sick.
Well, I can't stay with you too long tonight, Matty. It's getting pretty late, and I've had a massive one. But we've got Chopu coming up next Saturday, so that's a week away. So if you can bang this one out into the public airways in the next day or so, we've
Yeah,
got to do we've got to do a prop up Chopu
for sure.
preview. I mean, it's my favorite comp of the year. I mean, it was that and J Bay. I mean, Pipe's pretty good, but it just seems to me that Chopu tends to score m-
Yeah,
better
let's
than
just hope
Pipe.
it pumps. And also keep an eye
Also,
out.
there's plenty as well, man. There's plenty as
Yeah.
well. I looked at it Surfline this morning, and the second day or the first day is 8 and 12 foot, but the winds look maybe not so good. But I think with somewhere like there, when you're looking at forecast, I think the winds are so variable that it might be annoying to people. I think it could be one of those on off, on off, on off, on off, on off, off. But if they pick the eyes out and get when it's on, 8 to 12 foot. Like, wow.
Yeah. And in the meantime as well, keep
Haggis of the
your
year they've had so far.
well, in the meantime, keep your eye out on the Padang Cup. Um, the lineup is phenomenal, and the waiting period literally
Oh,
starts today.
I heard
Um,
about that too. Who was the one I really want to see in that? It was
I know
sick. Said, tell
James
me.
James
Oh,
Custantino.
yeah,
I knew
exactly.
it.
Sick.
Same. I'm
Unreal.
so excited to see him. The like, Tosh Tudor's in it. Craig
A
Anderson's
couple
in
of
it.
others too.
Yeah,
Who?
Tosh, Craig, Mason Ho,
Taj, Taj Burrows.
Raj Burrow. Lucas Skinner's meant to be in it, but I know he's
Oh,
currently in
yes, I heard
England
that.
um, because Boardmasters is next week and it's a 4,000 this year. So I don't know if Lucas will be in it depending on when they run. And then obviously you've got like Western Hurst who won it last year and a couple of other locals. And then the girls, they've got some really cool girls in it as well, actually. Um, but yeah, sick event, and I think there's waves for that. So Chopes is on the way. Padang Padang Cup is potentially on the way. Obviously, Boardmasters is here next week, and it's going to be knee high, so that's going to be interesting. And
Funny, funny how you can be a young pro, so you can be some young other dude where you got absolutely nothing going on, or even an older dude, nothing going on in your life. And then, for example, even Lucas Skinner, he's pro surfer and stuff, so he's got to go there and there. And then all of a sudden, you got two things
yeah,
that are
yeah.
incredibly important at the same time. You can't be at both of them.
Happens literally happens all of the time. Like I don't know why it happens on like work meetings, but like I'll be free for like 6 weeks, and then the one day someone requests a meeting, the another day someone requests the same meeting at the same time, and you're like, you could have asked me any day of any hour for the last 6 weeks, and it wouldn't have mattered. And you've picked the same time and the same day as someone else. Like, and yeah, Lucas, and even like Alice Barton, who is on the Challenger series, in the last like 5 weeks, she's flown to South Africa, been in Bolito, flown back for 2 days, then flown to Huntington. She's been in Huntington, and now she's flying back here for Boardmasters. And I think she has like not long after, and then she's on a plane straight to Brazil.
There you go.
It's
Try
like,
working in a busy cafe, dude, where we're sitting around, we're sitting around just preparing stuff, thinking nothing's happening, and then all of a sudden 20 people turn up at once, and then there's no one again. Like, you know,
yeah,
I don't get it. I just don't understand how it works. I'm trying to understand. But that's energy. It's like, I mean, you see on the road a lot, and I always studied that was, there's no cars and then there's 10, but that's because the slowest one's in front and it blocks all the people behind them
yeah,
like ants. Goes along like that. I can't really understand how it works in like people calling you on the telephone where you're just sitting there, you could be picking your toenails for a half an hour, nothing's happening. And then you say, "Well, quick! I've got to get somewhere." And then three people ring you at once,
yeah, absolutely.
and random from different directions.
100%. Also, before you go, the new
Oh, new
girl.
board, new board, new board. I
Look,
bought a board. I bought a board. I got invoice for a board today, Matty, too.
oh, what from Belly?
Yeah, from Mattia that works for it because I went in there yesterday to pick up. What did I go to pick up? Two leashes and a couple of pairs of fins for one of our guys from Pure. And there was this 6'8" boss up that some dude bought, and he's only surfed once. It's got a brand new pad on and stuff. And one of my best mates from back home's got a 7.0 or a 7.2, and he's had it for a couple of years, and he just raves about it. I surfed with him at Noosa on it. He
Yeah,
ripped the bag.
I remember you saying when you was out there that you saw that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I'd been looking at him occasionally at Bell. And so some dude's bought one and obviously not liked it, and he's brought it back 6'8", brand new, and it's kind of like I love 6'8s. Like for me, that's nearly a shot, but I love 6.8s. I've had a lot of 6.8s, 6.9s, always had good fun with them. And I watched about 6 videos on it last night. I reckon it'll go good. And I reckon if it doesn't, it'll have good resale value.
Yeah, yeah. Firewires always have good resale value, or
Pretty
Slater
strong,
Designs.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, they always have good resale value. And I reckon it'll go good as well. I know that there's a guy here, Mark Harris, Igor, who has one as well. Not that lot. He's not as tall as you or big as you, but I think he's got a 6.6 and he absolutely loves it. He surfs it
Okay.
good. And
Your
the
board
other
behind you is PU, isn't it?
PU, yeah, six glass built to last glass in, so it's like 6 ounce, 6 and 4 ounce on the deck, and then 4 ounce on the bottom. And yeah,
Oh,
really, it
I just,
feels so good under the arm. I'm really, really excited to give it a
how
crack.
exciting is that when you got it under your arm?
Yeah, I need to. I've put off waxing it up because of the flat spell, and I want to make sure like this is. I was gonna. We'll do a new Kukov core soon as well, and I was gonna say like Kukov core when you get a freshie, like the first time you surf it, you have to surf it in like decent conditions, right? You can't paddle out in like 4 second wind swell on a new board.
You never know. You never know. Like, and coincidentally, I went to the shops today and I saw Xavier from Surf Odyssey drive in, and I've gone over and I go, hey, mate, is me Fipsy ready? So when I probably mentioned on here, I ordered
Yeah,
about a
yeah.
month ago, six
You
eight
asked for.
swallowtail quad. So now I've got two 6.8s coming.
I've got. Well, that's the other
I'm
thing
gonna
as
have to
well.
sell a few. I'm gonna sell a few. I got a cut. I got me 20 that I'd surfed in winter, and I thought it was unreal, best board ever, classic surfer thing. But well, I don't know. I should just hold on to it. We haven't had waves for a month.
My Tom Morat is about 2 weeks from being ready as well. So
There you go, listeners. Keep buying boards and selling boards. I
yeah,
mean, I was
fuck
thinking,
it.
should I
Life's
be
too
getting
short. Life's too
should I
short
be
not to.
getting Bitcoin or should I get a board? Okay, let's put money into Bitcoin, and then in 15 years' time I might have money and I'll be nearly 70, or I can get a good board now and just be ripping in my own head. Get a board.
Exactly. Get
Get a
aboard
board.
and
Well, you don't
yeah,
need a wetsuit the way the planet's going.
yeah, yeah,
Get
true.
a board and a new pair of boardies.
Hey, funny, we'll end on that like funny story. So we got at Nord, we got the new our new wetsuit that I've been developing for like
One.
7 months now. No, this is for winter, so it's a 5.4, and I got like the final. I ordered a final sample for us to give like final checks, and I had to surf in a 5.4 the other day and was
Sweltering.
cooking, but. The new wetsuit's amazing. The stretch on it and stuff. I have actually ordered you a 4.3 Daz. Um,
Oh,
it'll be here
MT.
like October, November time. But it's literally like the 4.3 is ordered for you.
MT. Medium tall.
Yeah, yeah. So it's medium tall, Ulux, um, Thermo
Ooh.
fleece lining. So we've developed the lining. It's and like I'll do a poddy on it or do an Instagram on it. I've put this panel that goes so there's no panel like from your wrist all the way down to your hip with where the arm is. So like the
That
stretch
mean you can't move, or is that
no
just like a free hole there?
the opposite. It's like the
Could just kill you.
stretchiest stretch. Like yeah. Technical term, the stretchiest stretch.
The stretch. I surfed a long arm, short legged. What's that? Long arm, springy. Me Patagonia. Tuesday at about 2. I was hot as because I couldn't find my boardies in the back of the car. I was just going to go out there nude with boardies on,
Yeah, you need
and
to get
and
Florent
then
get
I
hit.
found them. I cleaned out the boot later on the afternoon and I found them, but then with the way the sun's going, I think you got to be wearing stuff.
Yeah, hit up the boys at Florence for some boardies and a hooded rashie or something.
Yeah, I just can't. I mean, I noticed I got this. Derek gave me a bunch of Vislas hats, and one of them's got a little like string that you put under your chin. I guess that's what it
Yeah,
is. It is a Leica thing. Maybe I'll wear that if I have to, but I still can't imagine myself wearing one of those John things. And luckily, I'm poor and not an international jet setter on a boat in the tropics because I still just, honestly, listeners, I still just think they look really stupid. And it doesn't matter if you look stupid or not, I guess if you're saving yourself from getting skin cancer, but I kind of always a little
yeah,
bit live by the theory of you judge a book by its cover. And as superficial as that is, that's humans. So hey,
maybe.
be like John if you want, and I won't.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you get to bed.
Okay. Au revoir.
Au revoir.